Well, Julie and Janine, to summarize, the Richmond School Board didn't actually talk about the real findings of that investigation report tonight, and they also didn't take any type of immediate further action to address any of the safety concerns that some board members said were exposed through this probe.
No. Motion fails.
The Richmond School Board not only rejected one proposal.
This is 4-4, so the motion stays. There's no pass, no fail.
But two proposals that would have called for the hiring of an auditor to focus solely on inspecting the district's safety protocols. It's the second time board member Kenya Gibson has introduced this idea since the June 6 Huguenot High School graduation day shooting that killed 2 people and injured several others.
A district, we have seen emergent issues that, from my perspective, have escalated in terms of severity.
But Gibson could only draw support from her usual allies, Jonathan Young and Dr. Shonda Harris-Muhammad.
Ms. Gibson is correct to point out that as awful, as tragic as the event on June 6 at the Altria Theater relevant to the Huguenot shooting, it in no way constituted an anomaly or an aberration for Richmond Public Schools.
We have to inspect what we must expect. And we have not, as a division, done that well.
The other 5 members did not agree, including Liz Dorr, Cheryl Burke, Dawn Page, Stephanie Rizzi, and Mariah White. She voted the measure down after referring to herself as the safety guru.
If anyone that is really into safety, that probably would be me. I am the safety guru.
Those against creating a safety auditor role said there were already staff in the administration who make safety-related recommendations and that the board hasn't done enough research yet into the budgetary impacts.
But to the extent this can be fleshed out more, I'm not interested in adding a position without some additional insight from the administration and information on the salary ad. But if we do that research and come back, I'm happy to support this in the future. Thank you.
So after her first attempt failed, Gibson introduced another motion that would have tasked a committee with reviewing the potential position and further defining it, but she still couldn't gain enough support.
If the board has already said no to it, then what would the committee actually do? Please help me, Ms. Gibson.
This came as the board held a discussion on next steps following the public release of the third-party investigation report into the Huguenot graduation day shooting. The findings showing that school staff authorized Sean Jackson to attend graduation without any consideration for safety concerns and without completing a threat assessment. Jackson, the graduate who was shot and killed, was a homebound student due to threats of violence, and his mother gave numerous warnings to staff about security issues, like how students tried to kill him and shot up their home. Notably, the board did not discuss the actual facts of the report at all on Monday night. Before they engaged in an open dialogue, the school board went into closed session so their attorney could advise them on potential litigation related to the public discussion of the report. Sources say the lawyer suggested they focus the conversation on moving forward and not to bring up any new facts.
I don't think placing blame is effective. It divides us. And so I just ask that everyone consider how it is we can all work together to take care of our babies.
Now, also of note tonight, Shonda Harris-Muhammad said in the future she plans on recommending policies that would set clear guidelines for requiring staff to complete threat assessments and disciplinary action if they fail to do that. Superintendent Cameron did not really engage in this conversation, only to say that his administration plans on introducing a threat dashboard at the next school board meeting. In Richmond, I'm Tyler Lane, CBS 6 News.